So, what if the key to your own personal growth wasn't something you had to go out and find, but something you just had to unlock? In this explainer, we're diving into the really revolutionary work of psychologist Carl Rogers. He believed that every single living thing, and yeah, that includes you, already has the power to thrive. It just needs the right environment.
To get our heads around his huge idea, let's start with a super simple question from nature. I mean, it seems almost childishly simple, right? But for Rogers, the answer to this one question holds the secret to understanding all living things.
And here it is, the absolute core of his idea. Rogers argued that the answer to both of these questions is exactly the same. He believed the innate force that pulls a plant toward the sun is the very same force that pushes us to learn, to grow, and to fulfill our own potential.
Okay, so how does this actually work? You might be expecting some vague philosophical answer, but nope. Rogers structured his entire theory around a surprisingly simple and really powerful formula.
This is it. This simple if-then statement is basically the engine of his entire theory. It reframes personal growth, not as some random thing, not as a matter of luck, but as a predictable outcome if you just have the right conditions in place.
Think about it like this. You don't fix a plant to make it grow, do you? You give it sunlight, water, and good soil. Rogers' theory suggests the exact same thing is true for people. If you can create the right psychological environment, growth isn't just possible, it's pretty much inevitable.
So where does this built-in push for growth actually come from? Well, Rogers believed it comes from two fundamental forces, two universal tendencies that he saw at work in, well, everything, from stars to people.
He identified two key forces. The first is a formative tendency that kind of shapes the entire universe, moving everything from simple to complex. But the second one, and this is the one that's key for us, is the actualizing tendency. That's the specific engine of growth inside all living things.
You can see this formative tendency everywhere. Just think about how some formless vapor organizes itself into a complex, beautiful snowflake, or how a single cell develops into a whole human being. It's this creative process that's shaping the whole cosmos.
All right, let's zoom in on that second tendency, because this is where it all becomes really personal and builds into the core of his psychological theory.
And this is the heart of it all. The actualizing tendency, Rogers argued, is the single master motive for all life. Just think about that for a second. Everything from a plant seeking water to a person seeking friendship is driven by the exact same fundamental urge to fulfill its potential.
So just like that pepper plant instinctively knows it needs sunlight and water to thrive, we also have this innate drive that's constantly pushing us to become our best selves. It's literally built into our biology.
But, this powerful drive for growth isn't always so simple. In fact, it creates this constant internal conflict inside of us, because the path to reaching our potential is rarely a straight line. It's like this constant tug-of-war. One part of us, what he called the maintenance need, it craves safety. It wants the status quo, the comfortable, the familiar. But the other part, the enhancement need, that's what pulls us toward growth, learning, and becoming more than we are right now. And you feel this tension all the time, right? Your maintenance side is why you love your comfort zone and why change can feel kind of scary. But your enhancement side, that's the unstoppable force that pushes a little kid to keep trying to walk, even when falling down hurts. Growth often means choosing enhancement over safety. So, if we're all biologically programmed to grow, what does it take to actually unlock that potential? How do we create an environment that helps our need for enhancement win out over our desire for just maintenance? So what does it take to create that perfect environment? What are the ingredients for that rich psychological soil? Well, Rogers' answer was just elegantly simple. He argued it all comes down to just three critical conditions that we can create for each other. He called these the necessary and sufficient conditions. Now, that's a kind of fancy way of saying that when someone in your life is authentic with you, accepts you without judgment, and genuinely tries to understand your world, Rogers argued that psychological growth isn't just likely, it is guaranteed. And honestly, this might be the most important takeaway of all. These conditions don't cause growth. They don't fix you or force you to change. They simply create a safe space that permits your own natural drive to grow to finally take the lead. They just open the door. You're the one who has to walk through it. And for us humans, with our complex sense of self and our awareness of it all, this entire journey, this whole process of moving toward our potential, fueled by that actualizing tendency and nurtured by the right conditions, well, that's what we call self-actualization. So what's the big idea here?
It's that growth is natural. It's wired into our very being. And the people around us, our partners, our friends, our family, they can either be the nutrient-rich soil that helps us flourish or the barren ground that stunts our potential. The power is already within us. The real question is, what kind of world are we creating for it?